Welcome to another reaction to Hunter x Hunter. This time we are diving right into volume 24. I am very excited. We are finally getting close to the countdown ending, figuring out what the heck happened. We're gonna do a little bit of house cleaning, okay? So make sure, once again, chapter time code down below for you to skip right to the reaction. But I thought I should let you know that we are mere moments away to streaming this all live over on Twitch. So if you want to catch up, all of these reactions and reviews will be available for free over on Patreon. Go ahead and just check that out, because that's where you'll just be able to access these reactions early, because by the time I start the Twitch stream, it will probably be, honestly, volume 25 or volume 24 is when I'm planning to actually start reacting to all of this live over on Twitch. So you definitely need to go over to Patreon to like see all my reactions before the Twitch stream occurs. So also, I'll be trying something completely different for my volume reactions, but I'll talk more about that when we actually get to the end of this video. Oh, also, wanted to clear up a few things. I wrote down, I've been reading the comments. I've taken a few notes I just wanted to reference from my previous volumes. It has been made clear to me that Colt and Reyna were the two children that we saw in the beginning of the Chimera Ant arc. So this whole idea of who is Reyna, what is Reyna, we've already learned that. Now, in the manga so far, we don't know that that kid is Colt. However, it is very clear that this kid who looks like Colt is talking about this person that they care so much about, Reyna. And so it makes sense that he is Colt. So just want to clear that up. That was in chapter 187, which now it kind of makes more sense. Colt's devotion to the queen even more powerful, since in chapter 187 do we learn how much he cares for his sister Reyna. So that is all making sense. At the same time, in chapter 215, right, we see Knuckle crying, and then this random panel of Colt, their mother, and Reyna all there, like having a fun time. I'm very curious how that relates to Knuckle in some way. Does like Knuckle know them, or like that's maybe the thing I'm a little bit confused about in what we saw in chapter 215. Also, trust in Togashi, because back during this panel, which was chapter 205, I said that either this background is unfinished or it's someone's ability. And we did get confirmation in volume 23 that this was Nov's ability, where they basically took all these chimeras and Netero, put them into a single large room, and just had Netero fight them out. So that is confirmation that that was Nov's ability, which, trust in Togashi, everything is intentional. That being said, I was also surprised that in volume 23, Meruem is starting to develop humanity. And the reason why I'm like surprised by this is because he did not seem like a chimera like the rest. This guy was birthed by a chimera. And so I was thinking that he might have been the furthest away from being human-like than everyone else, but it seems like he is slowly developing some bit of humanity from what we learned from Bashaya, where it was like, hey, this is the first time he let someone talk as long, referring to the Gungi player. So very interesting about that. We'll see how that all freaking unravels. But anyways, okay, let's get back to the reaction. All right, here we are diving into the first chapter of Hunter x Hunter. But actually, before we do that, let's take a look at the cover. And great cover. We see Meruem just kind of hands out, holding the globe, the world, realizing that he is going to be king of the world. Very cool. Love the coloring of this one. Let's get into the actual chapter now. Oh man, I already see it. So chapter 248, Chidu got an upgrade. We have a Wolverine claw crossbow combo happening here. Okay. Let's see how this happens. A crossbow and claws for both close and long range combat. Then she's like, just laughing to themselves. Thanks to you, I've made up this awesome new ability. And then and Marl is still like, still rolling in the smoke rope. Hey, don't you know what this is? A crossbow, see? You sure you want to get any closer? Chidu fires the crossbow. Moral, yeah, I'm sure. And then just blocks the blocks the arrow. Dude, what's the point of having a weapon slower than your own legs? Cinema. I love this. I wasn't even expecting this to happen, but we knew this from Togashi. He hinted this at the very beginning, because when we saw Kite using his scythe, he was constantly complaining how it didn't work with his abilities. And then Gon and Killua kept going like, but you made this ability. Why are you complaining? You literally made this. And now we have another person where Moral's like, I don't like why'd you give what are these abilities? These are pathetic. Like, what is happening here? Are you to try out those claws too? It'll save me the trouble of closing in. I'll tell you why you're going to lose. Because you're a complete moron. Oh my god. And then she just starts to just laugh at themselves. Shut the hell up. Goes in, strikes Moral right in the chest, but of course we know Moral the smoke starts to fade away. She's laughing, die. Tagging me won't matter if you're dead. Bloodshot eyes. And then she's like, this feels like smoke. No way. And then hand on the shoulder. Gotcha. The battle goes on even while you sleep. You should have never taken your eyes off me. First, Moral created a smoke clone in front of myself. I then covered myself with grass-colored smoke and approached Chidu from the opposite direction. And then we just get this example of him just crawling away. And then they appear back in the capital. Chidu, surprised, looking around, everything's raining. A safe return. So, you want to keep going? Nah. Good. Smartest thing you ever said. Then, it wouldn't hurt to tell me now, would it? What would have happened to me if I hadn't caught you within the time limit? It doesn't matter. If I get caught even once, I can never use that ability again. That was the ability's condition. He's such an idiot. Oh my god, no way. Hello there, kitty. This kitty's crying. Yeah, you're crying, huh, aren't you? I just can't believe this. This is ridiculous. If I get caught even once, I can never use that ability again. What a dumb ability. Well, sorry about that. I don't care. I'll just get another ability from Sir Shao. I won't lose next time. You just wait. And just like, I'm gonna go. Just lay off already. Can I get a break? So easy to deal with. Wish there were more like him. And then the little heart shape. So someone above him, probably one of the royal guards, has the ability to develop other powers. The odds against us will get worse the further the sorting goes. Gon and Killua did the right thing. That you, Nav? Come over to Area B. Alright, and then we see Nav walking away. And then out from a wall. Alright, let's talk inside. Yes, there we go. There we go. Yes, dude. Hell yes. He got the dragonfly. A lobster and a wolf. Are they tough? If we knew this, it wouldn't be so hard. Both sides are watching and waiting for now. A stalemate. Fine with us. We won by time. It's probably because I took this guy out. Oh, probably because I took this guy out. Those dragonflies were working as surveillance cameras. Flutter, respond. He's not coming in.
We got Chench's tactics. We can't find him without Flutter.
They're all lost now. They're like, Where did they go? We lost our recon. He's gone when I really need him. Should I call it off? No, I can't. I can't let Peter think less of us. Less of me. Okay, so there you... Okay, interesting. Because the way I've been nicknaming these characters have just been taking like the first 3 letters of their name, but they have been taking the last part of their names for that. We're going back. Hold on a second. Fine, I'll work it out. IOU dispenser rental pod. He pulls out a little iPod. Is that your ability? Yeah, it has search function. Don't tell anyone. I'm only showing you because I trust you guys. Yeah, right. As if I tell you the truth. Oh my god, we got some information. Okay. So, Leold's rental pod enables him to temporarily borrow the target's abilities by putting them in his debt. He must fulfill 2 conditions. 1, see the ability or know its name. 2, do a favor for the target, confirming by saying something like, you owe me one, or this won't come free, and have him respond affirmatively. Once fulfilled, the data is automatically saved into the dispenser with the name, ability, and number of rentals recorded. The data is deleted once the target dies. Rental is for 1 hour per use. The target cannot use his ability during this period. His basic NAN is unaffected though. Alright, got it. Flutter's alright. He's not responding because he's knocked out or too far away. He's not dead yet anyways. Looks like I can make contact with him. We'll move forward once we find out where the guy in the suit is. We'll lure away the others while you fight one-on-one. Can you handle it by yourself? Sure. I wouldn't make guys do anything risky. In this way, you won't see my ability. I'll make it succeed at any cost. And then he prints out the IOU ticket. Can't waste time here. And then the IOU gets printed. The ability is activated by taking the issued ticket and ripping it up. They're here. Not until I make the king owe me one. Ah. Okay. So that is his whole plan, man. All right. Everyone knows you're up to no good, so I don't know how this is going to work. But he begins the search. We cut to Miriam sitting on the throne. Why? I don't understand, and I don't like it. My rhythm is the one disrupted. It should be an unbearable indignity. I do not know why, but I find myself frustrated. Yet I enjoy it at the same time. My skills in self-analyst is not yet refined. Did she not rest? I find it extremely vexing. Well... she is definitely resting, that's for sure. So vile. No shred of class or intellect. How do those beautiful plays, those paragons of logic, flow from her like water from a fountain? Wake up, time to begin. Yes, sir. King 951, say, shall we make a bet on this game? Oh, okay. End of chapter 248. Let's keep going. Here we are with chapter 249. A bet, sir? Right. If you win, I will give you anything you desire. Anything I desire? Anything. But... If you lose, I will take your left arm. Uh-oh. We see the rain. Greed and fear disrupt human rhythm. Greed will only cloud the eyes, and fear will make shrink courage. This is the only way I could win, because I am a moron as well. Left arm. What do I do? Why are you agonizing? Well, what if I offer you what I'm always best instead of me left arm? What is it? My life, sir. Oh, damn. If I lose, I'd like it. Offer me life. But I don't want to offend. I don't understand. Explain yourself. Well, I can't do anything but Gungi. Basically, Gungi is me only way to get by. But even pro players only earn peanuts. Only when they become world champions do they get a substantial reward. To represent the country, one must win a grueling tournament, so losing even a single game results in failure. I come from a family of 12 and am the main breadwinner. But if I lose even once, I instantly turn into a burden to my family. There's a saying among players that a Gungi king is mere mortal once he's lost. If I lose, I am worthless. Meram, still listening to her talk, just like, huh. Oh, it's okay. It's something me parents always told me. So I decided that day I'd become a pro. That's I would forfeit life if I lost at Gungi. But then that causes a problem, which is the moment I lose, my life becomes worthless. So I would be offering you a piece of rubbish. That's very bad manners. No matter. Is there anything else you want if you win? Oh, well, I never thought of anything besides Gungi. I'll think of it after I win. Right. No fear or greed. She's like, what? Why are you laughing to yourself? Your life, you say? It seems I was the one not taking this seriously enough. I never considered that you might choose my own life as your reward. Sire, silence. Your life? Oh, God forbid. I'd never. I know. This is a personal matter. No more betting. That was imprudent of me. Oh, it's not. She's like, oh, it's nothing. And then blood is splattered from Meram's side. Let this be my apology. He rips off his own left arm. Wow. Okay. Okay. Little bit unstable, man. A little bit unstable. Sire. Oh, no. What have you done? What? We must attend it. Please come quickly. I'll keep playing. What happened? It's your turn to play. Did you break your own arm? Sire, allow me to stop the bleeding. And then smacks Shia. Don't make me repeat myself. I'll keep playing. I said there would be no more breaks. Do you dare add to my humiliation? Let me summon Neff. I'm sure you would be able to play even while he operates on your arm. That's the biggest concession I can make. If you refuse even that, then you should chop off my head yourself. Fine, come closer. I will put you out of your misery. It's your turn to play. No, I will not play until your arm is better. And then he brings his stinger up to her neck. Don't make me repeat myself. Play. No, I refuse. If you would kill me in Gungi. Why you? Capito. Yes, sir. Damn, dude. What if what if she's the one who beats him? At the the whole conclusion of the series is the Gungi player beats him to where he's like, I don't want to live anymore. And then we cut back to Morlanov. There's no doubt about it. All the puppets are gone. Did they go back to the sorting? No, this seems unlikely. We still have the capital surrounded. The royal guards wouldn't do that if the king's safety was their top priority. We should assume something serious happened. Perhaps to the king himself. Our chances has finally come. One that we might never get again. Breaking into the palace. Hell yes, dude. It could be a trap. I don't think so. They wouldn't do anything that possess even a little bit of risk to the king. They might if it were the king's orders. Perhaps. In any case, they've withdrawn their radar. We get as close as we can while we can. I have to make an exit near the palace, or else our plan cannot succeed. We have to take the risk sooner or later. And the time is now. Okay, so also, this is good confirmation. I had questions about this, but yes, he does have to set up his portal first before being able to, because like his ability allows him to transfer to any other exit. But I was like, how do these portals or exits get created? And it's like, no, he needs to create it first. He can't just pop out into a random location. So he still needs to make it all the way over there. And then we see the dragonfly fly over them. There, found them. I guess Chidu failed. They're splitting up. Let's go. We'll go after the guy with the pipe instead. Really? Really? Okay. All right. Don't die. Same to you. And then Nov just goes under. End of the chapter. Dope. But chapter 250. What the heck is this thing? Oh my god. Nev has this creepy nurse. Okay.
Well, how don't do, Shani? Let me fix up your arm.
And then we just see Miriam's arm just being fixed up. How long will it take? 2 or 3 hours to fix it completely. As they continue playing Gungi. And you can't use the puppets or N in the meantime. They have a 2 to 3 hour time limit. Okay. And you can't use the puppets or N in the meantime. Nah, this ability has really poor mileage. Since it requires a lot of your energy, I'll be on the lookout during the procedure. My N is nowhere near yours, but this is too important to leave to anyone else. And then Nav appears and goes, no trace that they're using the N. Alright. Luckily, the rain makes for low visibility. The sun will set soon. When it gets dark, it will become one with the night and enemy aura will seem even brighter. I must be careful. It's pointless if I'm caught. I already saw his image. I can go in and out of the mansion as I please, but the others must use the only exit. If the enemy lays an ambush outside the exit, we'll be done for. And then here's Nav, Secret Agent Nav running through. I need 3 exits in different places around the palace, each closer than the last. Then I'll make several clusters of entrances far away where we can keep watch. We'll choose whichever is the most advantageous. And then we have a little map of the example. When the time comes, we'll make the decision which is the best room to enter and exit. Well, seem to suddenly appear before their eyes and use the surprise blitz to separate the king from the royal guards. Our respective battles will begin. Hell yes, and we have this awesome frame here with everyone there. We only need to win 1 battle. We can sacrifice 3 as long as we kill the king. Here we go. Nav still slowly approaching the palace. I would have been inside their Nen already at this point. I feel more dead than alive, but I'm still too far. Even the furthest exit must be within the palace grounds. Carefully, but as fast as I can. Should I wait until the sun sets? Would the situation last that long? I have to go. If Nef's N is reactivated, any approach will be impossible. Even if I fail, there will be no other ways. Go without fear, closer. And then we just see this awesome determination from Nav of like, this is our only chance. I need to continue forward. The rain, we see the inside of the palace. There are currently 3 humans in the palace who are not kept for food. One is the young Gungi player, another is Ming, and the third. And then we see these almost like bowling shoes walking. Director Bizef. He was the one truly in control of this country, working from behind the scenes. Okay. Negotiations with other countries and all communications between essential nations organizations go through him. He was the only human allowed to stand by the king's side because there was no replacement. Okay, so kind of just showing you like, hey, there's always someone behind the scenes of the face of the government. There are no human sentries even outside the palace. Normal soldiers are totally ineffective against Nen, and the royal guards decided that keeping them would only create opportunities for enemy infiltration. Chidu, who just returned, is the only squadron leader currently here, along with 6 lesser ants. Therefore, there are currently only 3 humans besides those kept for food, and 11 ants within the palace. The lower ranked ants were favorited of the squadron leaders and had nothing to do with guarding the king. Or had nothing to do with guarding the king. There was no longer any strict loyalty between the king and the squadron leaders. Self-interest was the only reason keeping them there. The royal guards know this, so the delegated duties are all inconsequential. Therefore, lookout duty would never be left to the others. Nav has no way of knowing that, of course. but right now is the best and last time for him to sneak in. Okay, so we're getting a perspective from the narrator, just kind of breaking down what is exactly happening and kind of letting us know that Nav has no idea about this. He just assumes that they all still follow the king and that this place is heavily guarded and we gotta watch out and be silent. But he doesn't know that, like, actually it's a pretty easy process to sneak in with the end down. He's like actively human. He is not like transformed. Okay, so we see the director here smoking. Well, let me live, but I can't do this all by myself anymore. I have to convince the ants to let me hire at least 3 secretaries or clerks, or I'll die from overwork. He looks at a laptop. Maybe if I check a look at this pornography. I'm sending you a list of fresh meat. Oh no, he's a creeper. He's a creeper. He sees this, he sees number 24, it's a lady, and he's like, he licks his tongue, he licks his lips, he opens it, gets a full image of this girl, stares at it more, and then he types in, I'll take numbers 2, 16, 79, 103, and 111 as arranged. There it is. We got a nibble. Wait, what? She's number 24. None of these numbers were 24. And it looks like, okay, interesting. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, what? That is 10 out of 10 perfection. So they already kind of figured that there was someone working behind the scenes and that if they wanted the government to continue running as normally, they would let this guy live. So they already kind of figured out the ants to a T. And they know that the ants are, they figured this entire thing out, and they know what kind of secretaries and clerks that this guy would want to hire. And so they dressed up Palm to like be the exact woman this guy is looking for to be his secretary. Holy dude. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So this, oh man, I was curious of like, why haven't we seen Palm at all? And no, this is her opportunity. She's going to get front row seats into the palace. Holy, oh, yes. So cool. Wow. Wow. Right, we are in chapter 251. Nav has made it into the palace. I'm finally here on the grounds. The central staircase is still 100 meters away. We see he is all dirtied up, the rain. He is stressing now, of course, because he is in enemy territory right now. He knows he cannot handle the royal guards alone, so this is he has to be quick about it. He looks up, he sees all of these trees with basically the humans inside these like egg sacs, giant fruits on weird trees. About 500 per tree with 10 trees. They sorted 500,000 people per day with a 1% survival rate. Killua's interference meant it was only carried out for 1 day, so it adds up. These 5,000 are the sorted human cocoons. They'll hatch into Nen weapons and attack mankind as king's spawns. Neff is likely a manipulator. They must be planning to control these soldiers to invade the rest of the world. We won't let that happen. First, the furthest exit set. And then we see him as he's saying this, he creates the first exit. Next, I have to get closer, inside the palace's entrance. It's getting a lot darker now. All's well. And then creates the second exit. No lookouts. I bet the inside is minimally staffed. I can do this. I got this far. We need to distract the royal guard's attentions, if only for a split second. The throne room is on the 3rd floor. The 1st floor is too far away. The best place would be the central staircase on the 2nd floor. And then we kind of see this map diagram of best places to set then the last exit. He looks inside. There's these gigantic columns. Still looking around, making sure it's clear. Should I make one here just in case? No. This is hardly any different from the outside. I have to at least get to the central staircase. Preferably up the stairs and then runs right into a chimera. The chimera, he's like, oh, who's this? And then window to the void scream. Immediately attacks on sight, dude. Okay. And then just voids the head of the chimera and takes the body. He looks around. He's stressing out. He moves the body. There's blood on the floor. Were there others? If they saw me, I'm dead. I have to retreat. Nobody's coming. So he was on his own? Okay. He takes off his shoes because they're all bloody. He doesn't want to keep the tracks and continues forward. He's slowly starting to learn that these chimeras are not really working with each other. They're not working with each other. We see the massive central staircase. He's heavily breathing, and then he notices something, looks up. Oh no. I can't go any closer. And we just see the emanating deathly aura. Now I'm wondering if this is meant to visualize Shaya's end, or is it just that the overwhelming sense of aura emanating from the royal guards and from Meruem is just too powerful for he's like, I can't go any further. This is way too much. If I do, they'll kill me. I've never seen such aura. It's as if full of everything sinister in the world. It's not that I fear death, not anymore. What I fear most is that those things lurking above me would go to the great lengths to wring out any information I have on the king in the cruelest way conceivable. And then we see just an example of just Neff just breaking apart Nav as if he was a toy. If caught, I would have no way to resist. That's what this aura is telling me. This is as far as I can go. And then we see his finger on the wall, and he makes the final exit right before the staircase. And then we see where we cut to a bunch of cars driving by, and that's the end of the chapter. Oof, dude, what a tense chapter. Let's keep going. All right, we are at chapter 252. You have the meat? Yes, as arranged. And then garage doors open. Freezer trucks heading to the underground hangar. Must be food delivery. If Marcos is correct, it also contains living women. Tributes not for the king, but for the lecherous director Bizef. If our strategy worked, Palm is among them. And then we see Nav. He watches the trucks go in, and then we see Nav escape. I should be far enough away. I should be safe. He is exhausted. We see his hands kind of like crunching up, like his body is. I'm expecting this next panel when we flip the page to be either him crying or some sort of like emotional like exhaustion of like, I can't believe I survived. Oh, that's even harder than I thought. He curls up into a fetal position. Palm, don't get in over your head. I managed. Oh, dude, I'm already getting chills. From a character who has been very straight-faced this entire time to come across an aura that has shaken him to his very core. I managed to plant my exits, so even if you don't succeed, the plan can work. If you get caught, you will die. Such a vicious aura. My spirit was broken just by seeing the aura. And Gon, Killua, you've seen it too. You were closer than I was even touched it. Then how? How are you able to face it again? Bro, these panels are insane. Nav has his hands in his face. How can you still fight to save Kite, to save humanity? How do you keep going? Palm, please don't push your luck. Don't get in over your head. If you're caught, it's all over. I can't go back there, Palm. Bro, these absolutely incredible storytelling, incredible just way to illustrate how unprepared these characters are because they've never faced against something this large is incredible. I'm very curious how the other characters will react to these things, but this absolutely incredible. This just an incredible chapter so far. All right, we now cut away from Nov and we go to Palm's perspective, right? Leave truck 4 there. Yes, sir, if you'll excuse me. Now then, all right. He moves, so the truck 4 is with the women. The southeast underground hangar is Area 4, my own private paradise, where no one can bother me. Oh boy. What the heck? It's like its own little town. He built himself a harem town. Oh my god. This is where you'll work. I prepared private rooms for you. You will also get anything you need within reason. You can do whatever you want except try to escape. Your only job is to follow my orders. You will respond promptly to my pages and come to me as fast as you can. And then we have our characters here, with Palm being the one in the center. Yes, Director. Very good. You, come with me. Everyone else, wait in your rooms. Yes, sir. We made it. We made the cut. We caught the director's fancy. And then the girls are celebrating. And Palm's like, I have to slip out of here somehow. And look upon the king and the royal guards with my own eyes. Once Palm has seen a person with her own eyes, she can observe them with her crystal ball at any time. With this ability, the hunters will be able to check in on the king and the royal guards, enabling them to make critical decisions at crunch time without second-guessing themselves. Only one exit. I can't get out without Biznef. That's a cool ability. Awesome, man. Very, very cool. Okay. So we have our own reconnaissance character. Dope, man. A crucial mission, for this would greatly increase their chances of success. And then she's kind of gripping her arm, a little bit nervous. What's more important is not succeeding at all costs. But should I fail, if I'm caught, I must end my life quickly. Damn. That is the end of the chapter, man. Oh, we are here with chapter 253. And then we have, looks like Leold and Moral here, fighting in a church. Not knowing your way around just cost you. You ran right into a dead end. Oh no, this is Leold saying. Not knowing your way around just cost you. You ran right into a dead end and into an underground chapel. Too good to be true. This is used as an emergency bomb shelter, the perfect place for you to die a violent death. You have to do your last rites by yourself. I'm an atheist. Always an optimist, aren't you? Well, let's see who's real being cornered. I'll show you. And then he basically breathes out the smoke. The smoke starts to irradiate the entire room. Cheeto told me you can form that into lots of stuff. So he's fully aware. He led me here fully aware. Works for me. A guy who thinks all is going according to plan will show off his ability like there's no tomorrow. I've yet to meet anyone with a more flexible ability than my Deep Purple. And then right on cue, Leold's like, and here's my ability. Oh my god. I feel a tingling in my spine. The moment the opponent showcases each one's ability, it's addicting. I feel a tingling in my spine. It's addictive. The moment opponents showcase each one's abilities, so it may be wiser to attack him. Oh, the moment the opponent showcases each one's abilities, so it may be wiser to attack before he shows his ability, but that's not how a man fights. And then he pops in his headphones for his iPod. What are you doing? Willing to restrict one of your senses? Ever heard of the band Black Planet? Their second album is the coolest. The 12 songs form a story. At the end, you're left with the feeling that you just read a good novel. Yeah, no. And the best thing is, it's exactly 60 minutes long. A great album. Begin rental. He preps his jacket. Hate to say it, but I agree. Uh-oh. It's hard to find someone with the same taste as mine. And then Leod's like, we see his aura flaring up. Moral's like, oh man, I'm ready. He pulls out a surfboard. An ability activates only on rainy days. Tube surfs up. Oh my god. What is going to happen, man? He also has a little pitchfork. My ability calls the ocean, and then we see the water rushing right behind Leod as he is surfing on his surfboard. Moral gets taken up by the waves. What do you think of my big waves? They'll swallow you up. They'll swallow up your lame smoke, and he's surfing towards Moral with his little pitchfork. Moral goes for a block, but Leod strikes him. The water dulls your moves. Like the taste of my board? Oh, he slashes him with his board. You'll die a quicker death if you stay still. That's not yours. This is my friend's ability. Oh no. Morals recognize this. Oh damn. He made a boat out of smoke. And oh man, dude, you got him upset. He's like, I recognize this ability, you mother. That's it. Creates a boat out of smoke so he can ride on top of it too. And then he just immediately cuts the wave that is underneath Leod. Huh, you think you could tame my waves? I said that's not your ability. This is one of my original moves. And then he just starts to spin his board. Vortex Maelstrom. This is, oh dude, the paneling is so cool in this one. The way the water is all just swirling with the surfboard. And then we see Moral kind of taking a step back. He gets caught up in the cyclone. Occurring. I can't tell up from down. I can't move at all. I immobilize my prey by sucking them into the whirlpool. And then here I go. We see this gigantic whirlpool. In the center is Moral, and finish them off from above with the harpoon. A throw of my harpoon at sonic speed can pierce a whale that's in the deep sea. He looks down at the whirlpool, doesn't see Moral, but impossible. The whirlpool should have kept him trapped. There's no way he could have escaped. And then he sees Moral just there. How'd you do it? I simply inhaled. I'm confident that I have the biggest lung capacity in the world. He used his breath as jet propulsion to blow himself out of the whirlpool. Now then, it's my turn. Oh my god, what a wild way to end the chapter. We're at chapter 254. Your turn. You don't get any turns. You only get swallowed by my waves. There are 3 things I learned in this exchange. Your ability is one that uses other people's abilities somehow. And your headphones are just for show, either a good luck charm or you're receiving orders from someone else. If he's increasing risk by limiting his hearing to upgrade his ability, he shouldn't be able to hear me. And the third, time you have left on this earth. That tube ability belongs to a hunter called Garchomp. He was helping exterminate chimera ants, so you must have defeated him. For taking his ability, you deserve to die 1,000 deaths. But he is still alive because he can use that ability. Your life ends today. Not only are you one-sided, but you got it all wrong. It's legitimately self-defense to fight off guys who come to hunt me down. Besides, I'm just borrowing the ability. Just borrowing it, huh? That's a typical excuse for a thief. Well, I don't care if you believe me or not. I want his ability, but it's more important to beat him. I want his ability, but it's more important to beat him. For you and I, the only thing that matters is getting rid of your enemies, right? Like I said, you don't get any turns. And we have this awesome panel of just this overwhelmingly large wave approaching Moral. Tsunami heavy pounder. And then we just see Moral hold his breath. A wall of water can only swallow you into the sealed chamber. Just try to get out of this one. And then the water slams into Moral. The vortex is being created. We see Moral kind of just flailing around in the water. Can you even come up? Which will it be? Your head split in two by my board or being gorged by my harpoon? Either way, the next time you show your stupid face, you will be your last. It's taking a while. Did he drown? No, he was confident he could hold his breath. It could take 10 or 20 minutes. Wait, if he has the biggest lung capacity in the world, he could stay underwater as long as a whale? And we just get this panel. We just get this panel where he's just like waiting for Moral, just like, I'm sure he'll be here somewhere. Oh my god, they are all morons. The waters have calmed down. We see Bubbles. There he is. Stay right there. I'll get you. He starts surfing, and then he sees more bubbles somewhere else. Another bubble somewhere else. Over there, and here, and there. Air bubbles everywhere. If he formed his smoke into a bunch of hoses, I won't be able to pinpoint his location. Hey, how long are you going to stay at the bottom? If you think I'd give up and deactivate this... Wait, no. The bubbles are decoys. He escaped. The stairs to the surface are like a labyrinth, but he could hold his breath long enough to swim out. I can't let him get away. I told Welfin not to interfere so I could hog the glory. And then he's like, I feel dizzy. My chest hurts. Can it be poison? And then he falls into the water. The board is gone. I'm too unstable to keep it activated. I can't breathe. The water isn't receding, even though the ability was deactivated. Is it because we're underground? I'm screwed. Not good. Still falling to the ocean. It was only supposed to seem like I was the cornered one. He was supposed to be the one cornered, but it was actually me. Am I going to die here? And we see the underground network that Moral has created. So he was using the smoke as a hose. But what poison did he use? That didn't take long. What you inhaled was deadly poison, but it's also a common element in the air. Carbon dioxide. Let me give you a little history lesson or science lesson, Leald. Carbon dioxide, known as CO2, is a living things breathe in air, taking in oxygen, and breathe out waste products, including carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide comprises about 0.03% of the atmosphere, but as concentrated increases, it quickly becomes toxic. At 1%, respiration and blood circulation are affected. At 5%, it causes symptoms such as heartache, heart palpitations, and an increase in blood pressure. At 200%, death can occur within seconds. Moral kept consuming the oxygen in a sealed church, converting it into carbon dioxide at an extraordinary rate. My attacks began even before yours. If what he said was true, Garchomp should get his ability back by now. And then we see Moral just swimming away. And then we just see this dude knocked out after, Now I'll be free for a few hours. In the meantime, I must see the ants with my eyes. Palm removes one of her contacts. I've already watched Biznef's actions and learned how to get out of here. If I go missing, he can't tell anyone since he was hiding what he was doing from the Royal Guards. Okay. Oh, she's also feeling the aura from the Royal Guards. They're up there. Oh, chapter 255. And we have this awesome painted image of Miriam Very, very cool. What a cool picture. Oh my goodness. And then, oh my goodness, we get even another thing here. What the heck? Hold on a second. Let me see if I get this. We also have another cover page spread. Chapter 255, Part 1 to 2, Part 1. What? Okay. Wait, did I skip something? Hold on a second. I'm gonna go back. Yeah, we did end on chapter 2. Okay. All right. So we have Killua waking up in a hospital bed. We have the doctor. Hey, how do you feel? Octopus, where am I? How long was I out? Stop calling me Octopus. You slept for 2 whole days, man. This is a back alley hospital for humans. It's frequented by anti-government activists and the mafia. 2 days? I gotta hurry. Hey, you'll open up your wounds. I gotta continue with the plan. You were hovering about at death's door just a second ago. At least rest for... Oh, you're awake. Uh-oh. Who's it? Oh, this lady is here is like, oh, I helped you out. You don't need a grave. Oh, you don't need the grave if you die here. Organs, skin, bones, all sold off. Nothing to put in a coffin. Yeah, well, now I get to be discharged after you pay the bill. Bed, blood, transfusions, IV, drugs, antiseptic, stitches, etc. Total of 1.8 million Jenny. We take a body part if you can't pay. I don't have my wallet. I'll wire it to you later. No, idiot. Believe that. You stay until you get someone to bring money. I don't have time for that. Let me borrow your phone. Cost is 10,000 Jenny per minute. We don't take local currency here, but we exchange 5,000 Pale for 1 Jenny. 1,000 times the going rate? Okay, just shut up and go away. Hey, it's me, Killua. What happened? Are you okay? Tell you later. I got hit pretty bad and I had to go to the hospital. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'll be back soon. You pay. What's on your end? Oh, we made a new friend. He's totally hitting it off with Knuckle. Let's go. Let's go, Meloron. I love that the last panel we see is him like, I don't think I trust him. Well, maybe a little, and now we just see them hitting it off so well. Oh, that's awesome. We have a plan that might even take down the king. I want to discuss it with you as soon as possible. I need you to wire money to an account. Once that's done, I can join you within the day. But your body... And then he's just like, showing off. And Kaguya's like... The wounds are almost all healed already? He's like, yeah, I'm just here, just stretching out here, ready to fight. Good to go. Okay, payment confirmed. Now you go. All right. Oh wait, he's just leaving Kaguya behind? Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay, he stops saying, "What's wrong? Let's go." It's like, huh? I'll introduce you to my friends. But fine, you don't have to come. Then I'll just thank you for your help. Well, I mean, is it okay for me to go? It's just that I'm a... What's your problem? I guess I was the only one who thought we were pals already. Oh my goodness. Are you sure it's okay for me to go? It's only a matter of you coming or not. Okay, I'll go. One thing. The next time stuff like this happens, I won't thank you for it. So if I save your life... sometime in the future, don't thank me either. It goes without saying for friends to save each other. I'm sure we'll be helping each other out from now on. It's nothing special to help your friend. It's okay. It's lame to say thanks each time for something that goes without saying. Yeah. Oh, Kaguya is like, we just see a close-up on his eyes and it starts getting more watery. He says like, yeah, this is the world I've always dreamt about. The world I longed to be a part of, but assumed I never would. I didn't think someone like me could be a part of it. Oh, that's so precious, man. Killua, I could die satisfied now. Why are you crying? I mean, I'm nobody. You know? Don't say that. That's a very specific word held for a very specific character named Gyro. You know another thing? The world you're going to stick your neck into is much harsher than the world of the Chimera ants. And then Killua just gives him the death glare. Risking your life and throwing away your life seems alike, but are totally two different things. People who live at the brink of death never think of throwing their lives away. Only those who can Only those who can take perfect care of their bodies and then drink poison that's barely under the lethal dose at any time without hesitation can survive. That's what it entails. Do you still want to come? And he's like, how do you always know what to say? I've seen a glimpse already. Stupid question. All I see is paradise. I've gotten a taste of what it could be like. Sure, I'll go and leave my old life behind you. And now I know that I can even belong there. Oh, and we just see him running after Killua. Oh, dude. Awesome. Freaking awesome. We cut back to Gon, Knuckle, and Melaron. All that's left is Palm. I also just saw an image at the bottom of this that shows Nav here. All that's left is Palm. Still, can't contact her? No. Probably still in the palace. But wouldn't Pido's N have detected her by now? She could be in the underground hangar. Its passages extend out 5 kilometers beyond Pido's range, but she won't be able to get out because the exit is inside the palace. How's Nav doing? He's unable to continue. And we just see him just broken. But he was able to plan exits, so there are no changes in the plans. We have 3 more days, and then we just see a busy street of everyone heading towards the palace. That's Mate. She's at her mental and physical limits. The Kings will win the next game or the one after. Take a break. We'll start again in half a day. I would not enjoy beating you when you're weak. Get back into top shape. The king went back on his word. This girl is a liability. Uh-oh, Shia's like, I don't like this girl. All right, the plot thickens. All right, we are in chapter 256. At this rate, this girl will cause problems. The Gungi girl walks by Shia. We see a swift, like almost like a cut happening. Okay. Well then, if you'll excuse me, I mustn't act in haste. I mustn't act in haste. The king went back on his word, merely to be true to his creed. Defeat the Gungi player at her peak to prove his own prowess. If I got rid of her now, the king would only defeat in Gungi through death. She will forever be an unbeatable god. Oh, he's crying. He's like, I was such a fool. I almost let thoughtless impulse leave a hideous, irreparable scar on the king. The only way I can make up for this is with my own life. After I see through that the king's reign over the world. And then we just have Menthu watching this as he goes, ah. I need a button where it's just moral saying they're all morons. I just need a moron button. I'm very curious if this is like the way Togashi wants us to view this, like physically, and their nen, they are very threatening. But if we really just think about their personalities and the way they talk, they're freaking morons at this point. They have a one-track mind of everything. Even Neff was like, they had the upper hand. Neff was like, well, I gotta repair the king's left arm. So I have this ability that just allows me to not use N, and I also can't use puppets. Like... But moron! Oh my god. Oh my god. Actually, okay. Anyways, 7 people will storm the palace from Nav's Nen mansion. Me, Shoot, Gon, Killua, Melrion, Ilkalgo, and Moral. The chairman will be coming from outside Pito's End, so he'll be a few seconds later. We'll use that time to lure away the royal guards from the king. Gon, Killua, and Ilkalgo will be in the front. We will suddenly show up in the middle of their camp, so what they instinctively do in their surprise? Protect the king with their own lives. Right. A formation like so. It won't be easy to knock, and then Melron's like, hey, it won't be easy to knock him down. Knock him back, and that's where I come in. I see. 2 surprises in store. Right. So, any questions so far? About Palm. Can we find out how she is doing somehow? She's either dead or laying low. If she got away, she would have called us. And she hasn't. If she's been discovered, she'll kill herself. She knew that going in. For us to try and find her is an insult to her resolve. Gon's like, oh. Hey, you're being too harsh. Gon's just worried about Palm. That's a rookie worry. Say what, you little brat? If Palm has been captured alive, we can assume they know about our plan. We'll be like moths to a flame. Yeah, dead the instant we arrive. There's nothing we can do anyways. We gotta trust Palm. You got a point, but Gon is trying to say that it's still possible to change plans if Palm is in that situation. You're too soft on him. If you leave it to him, the mission's top priority will become rescue Palm. And he'd ask us how to do it, right? And then Gon's like, and then Knuckles like, yeah, that is true. Look, I know you're all worried, but forget about her until it's over. The split second it takes to be distracted could lead to our downfall. And then we still have 2 days. She could still call us in the meantime. We cut back to Merom and the Gungi player. What about moving the right to escape?
Let's get back to this cavalry. I would have been more bothered had I been posed in the center, able to attack or defend. You can't always brace in advance. It lets me read ahead too much.
I hate being passive. Sire. What?
This is a private matter.
Just say it.
The national rally is in 2 days. There are more people to process than initially anticipated. But the weather looks good, ensuring a smooth sorting.
And get to the point.
Immediately upon completion, we would like to accelerate our program towards unification.
That's all? Do as you please.
Yes, sire. So our departure should be right after.
Don't make me repeat myself. I leave it to you. Keep out until I call. He chased you out too. Well, it only is until he wins. You said only a few more games, right?
No.
Huh? But that's what you just said a while ago.
The king is indeed improving at a ferocious rate. But so is she. I'm unable to predict it anymore.
It's just a matter of time, right?
I hope so.
Sure. No need. And then Neff is like locking on.
I'm positive he's acting alone. The same guy who killed Leold.
Okay. All right, locking in on Moral.
Welfin reported the soldiers were smoke puppets. Their complex behavior certainly kept me in a fog. He used fewer puppets than I do, but they're of high quality.
I want to fight, but I can't leave my post. I wish he'd just come here, and then Menthu is just looking up at where Neff is hanging out, just meowing. He's like, well, that's weird. We'll sneak into the capital. All right, we cut back to the core group. We'll sneak back into the capital. The enemy will be seeing through Moral's ruse about now. With us moving around their sole perpetrator theory, we'll go down the tubes. Then, when people start the march to the palace, we'll vanish. They'll assume we've blended into the crowd to assassinate the king. So their vigilance will turn to the crowd outside the palace. And when we suddenly appear from inside the palace, boom, The king's gotta be here. In the throne room on the 3rd floor. That's where we'll watch the sorting. Will he really? Something's not right. And then we have the days counting to the sorting. And Killua is feeling off about maybe he won't be there. Which is weird because I never really thought, no, because unless he's not the Gungi game is happening in the throne room. So it's I hate this. I was like, yeah, Gungi room, they're playing Gungi in the throne room. I immediately thought this was 100% fact. But now that Killua was like, but will he really be there? I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Is it really happening in that room, or will he be now? Killua has entered doubt into my mind. Okay, we're going to the next chapter. And we are now chapter 257, 1, part 1. We have time skipped, which I guess that's why they showed us the days counting down to 1. We are finally here. We see Miriam and Gungi Girl still playing Gungi. She continues to recklessly attack my weak areas. Her perception is getting sharper, but it's not suffocating. In fact, I find I'm enjoying it. It's because she's guiding me into this style of gameplay, proof that she's still far above me. How much stronger will she get?
Dear leader, I feel weird. It doesn't stop. These wonderful plays are flowing in my head like a flood. I know I can be even better.
She's about to get stronger. Her final form. That's game.
May I take a little break?
First time she asked. Is something wrong?
No, I'd like to record all the moves that are coming in my head.
With those eyes?
Oh, I just need to lay out the pieces. I never forget a play if I physically arrange the pieces.
All her plays ever. All right, go.
Yes.
Stupid question. Hey, your name. What is your name?
Mine? Who else?
Who else?
It's Komugi, sir.
Komugi. And?
May I ask what dear leader's name is?
My name? What is my name? Pito!
Yes, at your service.
Poof. Sire? Yopi? Yes. Yes. Is anything the matter? Poof. Sire? Yes. You are Poof. Then, what is my name?
With all due respect, sire, you are the king. The one and only. Nobody else. There are countless impostors who claim to be king right now, but we will remove them all so that the entire world would think only of you whenever they hear the word king.
That may be the premise, but king is a title, not a name. Well, Yopi?
I am not equal to task. I cannot possibly provide an answer.
Pito?
How you feel personally is more important. Perhaps you should choose a name that is most suitable for yourself.
No matter.
It won't be too late to choose a name after sorting. First and foremost, we must ensure the process is completed smoothly tomorrow. Sire, if something is bothering you, let us know. That's why we're here for.
Komugi's whole body was bathed in light. Komugi, the blind girl.
He bothered to learn her name?
She was awakened to Nen. She will improve dramatically. Only in Gungi, that is.
Pito, sire?
What would happen if you had sorted her with the method you will use tomorrow?
She would be dead. We'd use a method that selects for people with the mind and body capable of being a soldier. Only those with high combat potential will survive. Sire, please.
I learned from Komugi that different kinds of strength exist. On the way here,
sire, please don't say any more.
I killed a child.
Sire, don't say it.
It's not becoming of you. It's not appropriate. She perhaps could have one day been superior to me in some aspect.
The king must be absolute.
and I plucked off that bud. Do not repent your own actions for no reason. Just like that, ever. Please, not another word. Sire. And then we see his aura fierce. We see a bird flock into his eye. Symbol is, that's it. That's the end of the chapter. This is very interesting. I'm a little bit confused right now. Because it seems like he's developing humanity of like, he's seeing that he is not the perfect being that he thought he was. There are people who are basically skilled in different aspects that are better than him. And the fact that he just killed a random child, he killed a potential, basically, Komugi out there in the world. However, this last panel of him just like, his eyes locked in, it almost feels like that has empowered him, right? And the moment where Shia is like assuming that like, oh no, don't do this, I know what you're gonna do, I think it's throwing us off to the resolve that Meruem has come to. So we'll find out, we'll see. Let's read some more. We're on chapter 258. I nipped a life in the bud for no reason. And what of it? It means incredible power. I swooped in unjustly, crushing the countless other fragile strengths, trampling and destroying them with ease. That is my power. Violence is the ultimate force in the world. There is his resolve. Okay, so it was a red herring that Shia was freaking out over nothing. No. That is what he determines is the ultimate force in the world. There might be people more skilled than he is at different aspects of things, but he knows that through violence, he can still be king of the world. All right. I failed as a royal guard. Shia's crying again. Why? I jumped to a conclusion way off the mark and almost insulted the king and misled the viewers in the previous chapter. I was foolish enough to fear that he was perhaps repenting his own actions. Menthu with the facts. You always think too much. Yes, that's all. But it's true. The king has changed since that girl got here. Yes, that is a fact. If she's a problem for the king, just kill her. Was I really thinking the same thing as you? Yes, my power stands at the world's zenith. Other fragile and delicate strengths mean nothing, merely dust on the road. Komugi, the girl is the same. It's only Gungi. It's just a game after all. A flick of my hand and she'll be reduced to a pile of flesh. She is kept alive on my whim. If I change my mind, I could kill her right now. What is holding me back? I was only killing time until the sorting after all. And that's tomorrow. It's time to end this. I've had my fun. I have no more need for her. Let's kill her right now. The doors fly open. I don't like this setup because we're building this up too much for the introduction of Komugi. And then there's like a hawk attacking her and she's like crouched over and then Meruem saves her. Oh, thank you. Why didn't you call for help? Here. He grabs her hand. Oh my God. And here you're bleeding everywhere. So weak, such a fragile creature. It were early in the morning, so I didn't want to inconvenience anyone. You're not an inconvenience. What? You're an important guest. In fact, I want to marry you. What is happening here? What is happening? He says, you are not an inconvenience. I feel like this is like a start of a romance. What? I like... He's like, you're not an inconvenience. What? You are an important guest. What am I saying? Didn't I just come here to kill her? Why is she crying? Why didn't I kill her? I'm so sorry. Nobody's ever been so nice to me before. Why? How? Defeated by kindness. What is this creature? I do not understand. And me? What do I want to do with her? And then we cut back to Ikalgo, Gon, and Killua as the king is debating kill. As the king debates marry, fuck, kill. Okay, let's do a final run through. Tonight's the night. We have 19 more hours until midnight. Gon and I will go up to the central staircase straight to the throne room. Ikalgo will go down to the northwest elevator and look for Palm in the basement. If you find her, go ahead and escape without us. If the king and the 3 guards are in the throne room, go as planned. The problem is if they're not there. You keep going back to that. What's the likelihood of them not being there? Well, it's practically 0, but sometimes exceptions happen. That doesn't make any sense. Let's say you thoroughly investigated a guy's daily pattern. He always is at this location at this time. So you pick a day to lie in wait, but unexpected events occur on just that day. It happened a lot in my previous jobs, stuff that never happens happening on that day. But I could just postpone it and try another day when I could be sure to nail him. But not this time. We can't change the deadline and we can't go back once the ball starts rolling. A moment's confusion can lead directly to death. So we have to think now, plan for every scenario. Even if they're not in the throne room, there's no problem if they're still somewhere in the palace. Pito's End can cover it and the courtyard with room to spare. So if we feel that creepy aura the moment we enter the palace, it means they're also inside. Then we simply head towards the center of it, and that's where he'll be. But if we can't feel his aura, in other words, if they're not in the palace, or if he's not using N, even if he's in the palace, not use N to protect the king when they're in the palace? It did happen the day Nov went. Oh. Yeah, that's the biggest mystery. According to Colt, Nov saw Poof's aura. Okay, so we're going to Poof now. We're talking about Poof. Okay. Well, I might just keep saying that. But anyway, the royal guards always stay by the king's side, so they must have been in the palace. But Pito withdrew all the puppets and his N left security up to Poof, and Nov snuck in as a result. It's gotta have something to do with his ability. But let's ask Colt. Yeah, Pito was probably giving someone medical care. Medical care? I told you that Pito was the one who repaired Kite. Dude, that kid grew up fast. Holy, it was only been a couple of days. Thinking back, I don't think he used N then either. Medical care requires considerable focus. So when he's using that ability, he can't use the puppets or his N. Now it makes sense. Someone, either the king or one of the guards, got injured. And Pito withdrew his N and the puppets to treat him, but who could hurt them? They're monsters. True. Internal fallout? Maybe. The king hurt one of the guards? No, that can't be. Pito would never give someone else care while exposing the king to danger. I'm positive of that. That means the king himself was the one hurt. I see your logic. But then, who in the world could have hurt the king? No way the royal guards would, and the Earlings can't even scratch him. I know. So we've concluded. The king hurt himself. And here we are, we're finding the weakness of they're all morons. Wait for it? Wait for what? What for? We don't know, but it's the only thing that makes sense. We wonder why Nov got a lucky break, but it was crazy enough of an occurrence that this may be right. Something inside the palace is going haywire. Uh-oh. Now I'm starting to think something's going to go wrong. All right. This is so good. This is so good. We're here for chapter 259. Alarms are blaring. We will now begin the march to the palace. Everyone in area A1 assemble in the Ming Palace Plaza at once. Residences of other sectors, prepare to move out next. Wow, they're coming out in droves. The march begins. 10 more hours until we strike. In 25 hours, at 3 p.m. tomorrow, the area will be packed full of 5 million people. Any changes? Used to be one, but now there are several men. Simple, new enemies, that's all. It's likely they'll move in under the cover of the rally. The biggest risk will be during the sorting. Yes, the king said he wants to participate. The worst case for us is if they take the king where we can't see him. Let's say one of them has an ability to teleport objects, and only the king gets teleported somewhere far away. One of us must stay by his side during the sorting. He won't like that. Lately he's been more annoyed when we hover too closely. We'll have to be subtle about it. Stay alert and inconspicuous all the while keeping pace with the sorting ourselves. Way too big to be subtle. Gets carried away when having fun. Fine, it's up to me. What's wrong? Their auras, they're gone. I can't even feel any lingering trace. They're probably using Zetsu and slipped in among the crowd. Nope, they just used Nov's entrance and they're all just chilling here. Hey there, they got snacks and everything. Huge crowd, must have been 100 people crammed into every house. They'll have to assume we joined the march when we disappeared. Will they cancel the march? No. That would postpone or cancel the rally, which means a compromise was made or the king was defeated. The royal guards won't let that happen. The rally will be held as planned tomorrow at 3 p.m. right on schedule. They started moving. My puppets won't be able to tell anyone apart anymore. Should I recall the puppets? No, we can't let the enemy roam free. Let the puppets go to the soldiers guiding the crowd. Let the puppets go to the soldiers guiding the crowd as a deterrent. Then we see Moral sneaking around. Oh, okay. Then we see Moral kind of slip in through another entrance. The puppets went with the crowd as expected. The sector will be totally empty within the hour. We have 6 entrances leading to the hole inside the palace. Avoid the ones in front of the palace where the attention would be, so we could still wait for A, B, or C. Once we enter those rooms, the only way out will be through the palace. You scared? Are you kidding me? I just want to be prepared. It's too risky to wait around close to the palace, but if we enter the rooms too early, we can't get out until midnight. True, we won't know if any new information that we can use will crop up. And we can't use cell phones since their antennas will pick it up. It's too dangerous to wait in the room for hours. If something that alters the situation happens without us knowing, but you said it's too risky to wait outside. Yeah, don't underestimate their range. I'll do it. I'm the only one who can enter and exit the mansion at will. I'll let you know if anything happens. And Nov coming in here, a little shaky, but he has the resolve. He wants to help. Keep using this room to rest. Will you be all right? Keeping watch shouldn't be a problem. It'll be outside Pito's End anyways. Be careful. Pito's End isn't circular. It could change shape like an amoeba and extend tentacles. That's what reached Kite. He touched it on purpose. He wanted to know how tough the opposition was. Curiosity killed the cat. He underestimated them. A piece could extend 2 kilometers. Never touch it. Don't worry about me. I fear them more than anyone here. I won't take any risks, ever. All right. And we see the large we see nearly 5 million people. The way Togashi has like drawn this is absolutely insane. Like being able to just dot in like ink lines to give enough space to like have it physically look like it's like groups of people lined up. We are now headed to the palace. Anyone who gets out of line will be shot on sight. Damn, okay. Pito. Sire, you knew Komogi was being attacked, did you not? Yes. I kept vigilant with my end. but it deemed it would not bring you harm.
But I deemed it would not bring you harm, so I let it be.
From now on, keep an eye on Kamugi as well. Take appropriate action at once if anything happens.
Yes, sire, as you wish.
All right. And then, whoa, dude, this panel is so sick. Oh my god, we have everyone heading straight for the palace. What an awesome visual. We have Nav looking at the distant tens of thousands of people per block marching orderly to the king, just like ants or lemmings on a mass suicide. It'll be dark soon. About time to call up Moral. What is this? Notices some sparkling in the distance. I don't like this. What is this from Nav? Zooms in with a telescope and sees Shia. Oh, they're dust or butterfly scales. Oh man, what is happening over here? Oh man, okay. Chapter 260. The faint breeze carries the scales and blows them towards the crowd. So then, I knew it. Their postures have all gone limp and their expressions blank. The dust must have a hypnotic effect. Uh-oh. Stay in line! File in your blocks and stay there! Do not fall out of line! Stay in your blocks and do not move! The monotonous drone of the tank treads and the commands repeatedly trilled into the minds of the people, exhaustion from walking. Perfect for hypnotic suggestion. Even when the sorting starts and the blood gushes around them, they will be obedient and keep standing there until their turn has come. And we see, I'm not going to show you the panel, but you see right here, you see these little black squigglies? Those are just people flying out of the crowd as the sorting is beginning. Hypnosis, so no one ran away. But this is good for us. Yes. The crowd won't fly into a panic even if the battle starts to get out of hand. No stampedes as they trample to escape. This is a huge deal. By midnight, more than half the people will be assembled. Where we were afraid panic alone would cause casualties in the tens of thousands. Our biggest fear is alleviated. We can fight to our heart's content. We have 6 more hours. And then Gon, Ikago, and Killua appear. Now we're all here. Any word from Palm? No. Oh. We'll wait until 11:30. It'll make a huge difference if we can find out what's going on inside. They're both calm, especially Killua. This is from Shoot's perspective. None of the vulnerabilities he showed when he fought me. In fact, he's brimming with confidence. But then, why is it that once in a while, he seems so sad? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. He's still having some emotional issues to deal with. This is trust in Togashi we trust. In Togashi we trust. I may have had my doubts about Killua, but we just gotta trust Togashi. We gotta trust Togashi. I can worry about the others now, not when I'm the most anxious one here. Mankind's future rests in our hands. Colt's a good kid. Miliron and Ikago are good at art too. It doesn't matter if they're ants or humans. I like to think that everyone has a heart. I wish I could duke it out with the king, but we have no choice. We can't stop them. If we don't kill them, they'll kill us. Kill or be killed. I like that the transition is just like everyone's shoulder. Originally, it was like we were hearing from Shoot's perspective. Then we went from Kite's perspective. Now we're going to Gon's perspective. Kite, the time has almost come. I swear I'll get you back the way you used to be. I have to take him down. And then we cut to Killua. Gon's fiery aura. He's raring to go. I'll cover for you. I'll make sure nobody interferes in your battle. With my new move, Godspeed. And then, I love this, man. We just keep cutting from people to people. I feel tired. All the battles in a row are taking a toll. I'm probably at 35% of my peak condition. Well, I can't cry about it now. With Nav out, I'm the only one left. I would have liked to have been at full strength, but if I have no reserves, at least I can resign myself to my fate. Keep my target away from the king and focus on that. I'm sorry, Moral, everyone. I can't face them again. I'll go check on the palace. And as he leaves, we cut to Melaron. I can hold my breath for a maximum of 2 minutes. Half that would be realistic considering my nerves under these conditions. Shouldn't be a problem. 1 minute will be plenty. Cut to Ikago. Almost midnight, my new life begins tomorrow. I couldn't have even dreamt it a few days ago. Thank you, Killua. I swear I'll carry out my mission for your sake and celebrate my rebirth. And we just see images, the night sky, Shia, Menthu, Kamugi, Neff, Meram. I am king. But who am I really? Why am I here? For what reason was I born? Oh my god, we got the crew in their pose, ready to dominate. Let's freaking go! And then as the door opens to leave the mansion, Gon goes palm and disappears. Oh my god. And here they are, all outside of the palace. 10 more minutes until we strike. That is the end of volume 24. Holy, that was such a good volume, because everything is finally coming together. The moment we have all been waiting for, that we have building up to every character, we have their motivations. And for the king, as we talked about in volume 23, weaknesses are now rising up. Man, oh man, am I so excited. This tremendous, wonderful chapter. Absolutely freaking incredible volume. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I did want to talk about how I will be doing reviews from now on. They're going to be a lot different, but I'm going to throw it over to me in the past to kind of talk about it. So take it away, me! So let's talk about the changes that I will be making to the volume reviews that you will start to see starting with volume 24, this volume here. And it's that I'm looking to make these reviews under 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And the reason being is that I have felt that if you were watching my reaction, this 1.5 hour long reaction, when you jump over to my review, which is typically 30 minutes to an hour long, I'm kind of rehashing just the story, and very little of those 30 to an hour long video is interesting information that truly breaks down and analyzes each of the volumes. And I feel like if you watch the reaction, there's not really a need for you to watch the review. And I kind of want to eliminate that gap. And so my reviews are specifically going to be me talking in depth about specific themes, specific elements of what Togashi is writing. And the reason why I said that it will be under 5 minutes, under 10 minutes is because I need to take baby steps here. I need to make sure that I am capable of doing this week by week, being able to critically break down each of these volumes. And by having, a very much shorter video, I think that is a lot more capable. And of course, as I get more comfortable doing that, the videos will expand in time in terms of their length. But for now, I wanted to make those volume by volume reviews something much more unique, and I think much more about my thought process. Because keep in mind, right, when I record this reaction to my volume, immediately after do I record the review. So I don't really give myself time to think about what happened. It's more like I look at my notes and then I break down my notes from there. But there's very little contemplating, thinking about the volume. And by setting up reviews like this, it does give me the opportunity to spend a couple of days, maybe even just a day, to kind of think about what this volume truly meant. So I really feel like this will give you all a much greater understanding of my thought process as I continue to read Hunter x Hunter. Either way, thank you all for watching me react to volume 24 of Hunter x Hunter. I'm very excited to start doing these live once again. Go follow the Patreon. All of it is absolutely free for you to check out. That way you just are able to get early access to these videos before I start to stream my reactions of Hunter x Hunter. So definitely take a look at that. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Bye.